In Basel, 1869, a lecture hall teeming with venerable scholars fell silent upon the entrance of a young man, not the renowned professor they expected. This unassuming figure was a 24-year-old Friedrich Nietzsche, who boldly approached the podium with an air of innate entitlement, prompting whispers of disbelief and curiosity among the audience. Unperturbed, Nietzsche calmly organized his notes, cast a discerning gaze over the assembly, and embarked on a mesmerizing analysis of Greek tragedy that left the seasoned academics scrambling to take notes. By the lecture's conclusion, those same skeptics addressed him as Herr Professor, having forgotten their initial doubts. This moment encapsulates Nietzsche's harshest insight. The world often respects appearance before it verifies credentials. He won respect not through traditional achievements, long years of service or distinguished publications, but through a resolute belief in his rightful place. Eager for certainty, the audience embraced this perception until it became reality. This narrative unlocks the relentless psychology behind such a transformation, guiding you on how to wield Nietzsche's will to power, to stride into every situation with the confidence of an emerging academic and compel the world to follow the myth you create. Following are 7 tales, each cementing the principle into memory. Are you prepared to enter as a legend? Let's embark on this journey. In Phrygia 333 BC, the infamous Gordian knot lay in the town square, its tangled complexity promising dominion over the East to anyone who could unravel it. While politicians timidly tugged, philosophers theorized, and merchants awaited sanctioned solutions, a 19-year-old Alexander stepped forward with decisive intent. In a blink, he drew his sword and sliced through the knot, fulfilling the prophecy and igniting an empire. This act epitomizes the Nietzschean divide. Many of us adhere to a will to permission, cautiously tackling challenges while craving external approval to proceed. Alexander embodied will to power, an intrinsic confidence that authority is self-bestowed. He ignored tradition, supplanting formalities with definitive action. History validated his bravery, just as the scholars acclaimed Nietzsche long before they examined his qualifications. Carry this insight into every aspect of life. The meeting where you wait to be acknowledged, speak up first. The opportunity that seems beyond reach, assume it conforms to your ambitions. Will to power doesn't guarantee correctness. It ensures you're heeded, followed, and swiftly evaluated. Succeed once, and the world inscribes your name into its prophecy, much as Phrygia did for Alexander. Reputation is a narrative, not a single snapshot. It transforms into a familiar story people internalize as truth. Reflect on Julius Caesar's campaigns in Gaul. Each evening, post-battle, he chronicled his triumphs in dispatches to Rome, always in third person, embodying fate itself. When he finally crossed the Rubicon, citizens and senators already regarded him as Caesar the Unconquered. His legend preceded his armies, easing every path before him. This is strategic myth-making. Pen the story, headline it, and allow reality to furnish the details. In today's professional realm, your communiques are briefer. LinkedIn summaries, succinct declarations, distinct visual signals. But the psychological principle remains consistent. Present a powerful identity, the turnaround specialist, Wall Street's calmest negotiator, and people will align new details to support it. Errors become outliers, minor victories swell to confirmation. Nietzsche termed this world creation. Leave your story untold, and ordinary viewers will draft it for you in uninspired prose. Draw the first strokes boldly, vividly, memorably, and even detractors will eventually color within the lines you lay out. Craft your myth early. Let accolades follow in due turn. Individuals determine whether to follow you long before examining your resume. They observe your stance, gaze, and the pace of your speech and movements. What Nietzsche called the physiognomy of command. To grasp its impact, envision the 1969 gathering of publishers, where Katharine Graham of the Washington Post defied their expectations. Her poised entrance, shoulders squared, head level, steps deliberate, established authority before she spoke. By the time she did, attendees mirrored her tempo, entrained by her silent command. Transformations of this kind aren't magical, they are deeply biological. A straightened posture and open chest release the diaphragm, deepening the voice to resonate authority. Sustained eye contact of 2 seconds signals dominance to our primal instincts. Slower speech rhythm draws listeners in, aligning their engagement to your cadence. Consistent use of these nonverbal cues triggers social mimicry, causing others to unconsciously replicate your demeanor and presence. Begin practicing in private. Stand firmly, envisioning a rod from head to heel. Greet your reflection with a measured gaze, assertive yet not aggressive. Read paragraphs aloud, trimming unnecessary words until each phrase strikes like a stone. Then bring this ritual to public settings, meetings, cues, virtual interactions. Small shifts will become evident. Voices lowering in response, chairs pivoting slightly toward you, interruptions dwindling. These are real-time affirmations of your physical presence, resolving debates your words have yet to address. In 1848, a cacophony of German parliamentary debates over unification filled the air. Committees drafted cautious proposals, but the Paulskirche in Frankfurt seemed more a debating hall than a nation's birthplace. Then, a relatively obscure historian, Johann Gustav Droysen, spoke up. He did not hide behind statistics or maps. Instead, he proclaimed with unyielding certainty, "Germany will be forged under Prussia and nothing can prevent it." His assured tone silenced the room. Within hours, the motion that had stalled found a decisive majority vote. Diaries from that day highlight the catalyst. A singular voice foretold the future as an accomplished fact, alleviating fears of uncertainty. Nietzsche would describe Droysen's impact as an infectious display of will to power. Humanity thrives on closure. When someone exudes unwavering certainty, confusion dissipates, and people adjust their reasoning to align with the declared outcome. Confidence acts like an aroma. Once dispersed, it permeates every conversational crevice until dissent feels not only precarious, but bewildering. To wield this influence, shape outcomes, not aspirations, and deliver them without a hint of hesitation. Let silence confirm your statement, and observe as expectations reconfigure around your declaration. Witness the room's dynamics transform, resistance ebbs, expressions turn receptive, rivals shift their arguments to logistical concerns rather than coarse skepticism. Clarity wielded deftly reshapes reality, much like a continent turned toward unification guided by a stranger's unwavering conviction. In 2002, an audacious PayPal multimillionaire with no aerospace background rented a modest warehouse in El Segundo and declared to his half-skeptical engineering recruits would launch a rocket into orbit for a fraction of NASA's cost. Elon Musk's confidence seemed irrational. Competitors discreetly anticipated failure, yet his assuredness infiltrated the hangar's atmosphere. With Musk's inevitability echoing in their minds, setbacks were perceived as temporary. Within 15 months, the team built a preliminary prototype, endured 3 unsuccessful launches, still refusing to surrender. On the 4th attempt, Falcon 1 broke into orbit, forcing the industry that mocked him to hastily adjust its predictions. This sequence encapsulates Nietzsche's philosophy: belief initiates, action follows, evidence arrives last. Enter the assumption loop patent. It starts with a self-assigned conclusion. I am the decisive factor, success is preordained. This spurs bold actions, calling daring clients, pursuing supposedly unattainable roles, boldly stating pitches. Outcomes, some extraordinary, others modest, emerge, yet even minor successes appear prophetic due to initial bravado. Observers weave a narrative. Unnaturally, she achieved it. She merely declared she would. A retrospective applause solidifies your initial conviction into public reality. Momentum builds. Success attracts resources, allies, and media attention. Each loop cycle broadens the stage and fortifies the legend. Yet its mechanism is impartial. Start with timid beliefs. I'm likely unprepared. And the cycle reverses. Hesitation substitutes action. Silence replaces proof, thus confirming doubt as the world overlooks you. Nietzsche's brutal insight lies here. Reality magnifies whatever prophecy you're willing to proclaim. Treat every assertion as a stone cast into still waters as ripples generate. Every prophecy you dare to initiate should be regarded like a stone cast into a tranquil pond. Let every ripple represent opportunities making their way back to you. Declare your outcomes, act swiftly, and treat each tiny triumph as destiny fulfilled, observing how these experiences uplift you from a novice to a sage within your field. If you fail to cast the stone, you will witness a lifetime of others with bolder resolves, creating the waves you long to ride upon. When Steve Jobs returned to a struggling Apple in 1997, his first move was not to create the iPhone. Instead, he walked through the company's product showroom with a black marker, eliminating computers. Within 10 minutes, he reduced 15 models to 4. Observers were shocked. Apple was weak. Why remove key components? Jobs whispered once, "We're going to be brilliant or we're going to be nothing." Instantly, Apple's story transformed. It was no longer an outdated entity, but a focused laser ready to cut through steel. Investors reevaluated, designers refined their models, and the public spoke of a second coming. Jobs had ruthlessly edited the company's image, subtracting the noise until only a compelling legend remained. Nietzsche would praise such necessary pruning. A legend is crafted by subtraction, not addition. Every trait that diminishes your presence, every phrase that undermines your authority, every apology that opens doors to reinterpretation, these are burdens on your power's vessel. Erase them or be doomed. Curate your presence like a masterpiece, highlight the decisive strokes, and conceal the unfinished in shadows. If decisiveness defines you, make swift decisions and expedite meetings. If composure is your hallmark, harbor doubts in closed-door strategies, never broadcast them for spectators. Oversharing, a modern vice, cheapens your allure. The powerful sell only scarcity. A brief headline here, a fleeting glimpse there. Just enough for imagination to inflate worth. Jobs' black turtleneck became his iconic enigma. Monks draped themselves for the same reason. Repetition paired with restraint breeds iconography. Offer crumbs of curiosity, never a feast, and let speculation expand your image. Regularly evaluate your optics. Review your timelines with the scrutiny of a stranger and eliminate anything that doesn't reinforce your supremacy. That anxious joke, that uncertain complaint, that slouched photo, each is a tiny rupture in the pressure of your myth. Seal it. The masses are skimmers of headlines, they seek cues. Present only the cues that elevate you and let the rest disintegrate. Just as Jobs eradicated unnecessary beige models until all that lingered was a luminous apple, a cult symbol in the darkness. Hashtag Section 7. Embrace decisiveness. As your weapon of choice, hesitation is a costly habit. Every unpaused email, every unsent draft, every moment you inwardly rehearse an unasked question drains silent authority. Nietzsche saw delay as a moral faltering, evidence of the will to power stifled by societal norms. Leaders who command timelines move ahead of perfection. They trust momentum to rectify the final details. Examine this vivid example. When Jeff Bezos contemplated leaving D.E. Shaw to set up an online store, spreadsheets warned of lost, unvested bonuses. Conventional advice favored another year of research. Yet, he resigned in 2 days, drove to Seattle, and launched Amazon. That seemingly rash decision secured essential ground that endless analysis would have forfeited. The sequence follows Nietzschean logic: assume success, leap, let facts align afterward. To embed this reflex, adopt the 5-second rule. Once a chance emerges, count down from 5 and take the first irretrievable step. Send the invite, set a deadline publicly, hit publish. Pair this with a daily discomfort ritual: cold showers, unsolicited pitches, cold calls, so your nervous system redefines. Risk to routine. Rapid actions build cycles of proof. Each small win fortifies self-image, reducing hesitation next time. Soon, the default question shifts from "should I" to "why not act now?" The market naturally rewards such rhythm. Rivals delaying for more data lose ground. Clients equate speed with prowess. Peers align their decisions to your pace. Let hesitation linger, and you'll see diluted versions of your own ideas debut under another's banner. Nietzsche's judgment on such destinies was unforgiving. They neither sin fully nor truly live. View doubt as a live grenade, 5 seconds to hurl it ahead or be shattered by mediocrity. Follow Nietzsche's arc from ruthless will to power to methodical myth-making that preludes success, command that exudes dominance, certainty that rallies followers, the belief-action-validation cycle that accelerates results, image refinement that eliminates leaks, and decisiveness that severs hesitation before it spreads. Every component serves this decree. The world yields to proclaimed supremacy while devouring visible faltering. Carry this decree across every threshold. Enter rooms with confidence claiming space, eyes casting decisions, voice free of fear. Speak outcomes as conclusions. Let silence cultivate allegiance. Polish your narrative until even strangers echo it uninvited. Act within 5-second windows so momentum remains unspoiled. Confine doubts to strategic sanctuaries where analysis, not an audience, dissect them. Uphold this mindset as a discipline, not hubris. Your goal is not theatrical arrogance, but powerful presence. The kind that warps timelines, reallocates assets, compels rivals to counter your moves. Preserve the myth with unwavering routine, decisive deeds daily, strategic mystery in public, cycles of evidence displayed, hesitation labeled as insurrection. History remembers few. Most linger as footnotes who waited for readiness. Determine now which record holds your name. If Nietzsche's path calls you, know the next threshold is yours. Step through and find the crown precisely where your certainty foretold.